I'm on a journey to get better, and I want to do it with you. And I'm not just focusing on physical health, I'm focusing on everything: emotional wellness, spirituality, finances, relationships, and so much more. Every week, it will be my personal goal to bring us, the world's leading healers, experts, and game changers, to share groundbreaking secrets and tips to getting better in all areas of life. Getting better isn't easy, but it's a whole lot easier when we can do it together. Welcome to Better Together with me, Maria Menounos. Hello, everybody. Let me look at the time and date. It is Wednesday, March 18th, and we are late. It's 12:01, Steph Sabra.
The intro takes about 60 seconds.
For the love of God. Oh, man. Guys, we are here on Better Together with you, and we will be here every single day. This week has been a little odd because I can't commit to a certain time because I'm still dealing with medical appointments for my parents. And so, yeah, by next week, we will have a solid time. And I'm hoping it can be earlier. Like, I'm hoping we could do like an 11 a.m.
Also, tell us what's best for you in this quarantine time.
Yeah, guys, if you're watching right now and you can help me decide, like, let's decide on a time together, right? Do you want 11 a.m.? Do you want 10 a.m.? You want to start your day right? Give me a time. But yeah, just give me enough time to run in the morning. No, just kidding. I'm kidding. And I really want to eat breakfast. And no, our quote of the day: nurture your mind with great thoughts. To believe in the heroic makes heroes. Ooh,
that's a good one, right?
Nurture your mind with great thoughts. To believe in the heroic makes heroes. That's Benjamin Disraeli, whoever the heck he is.
It spoke to me today.
Damn. Okay, here's the thing I'm going to say right now. I'm grateful I get to do this show right now because it's giving me a positive thing to do in my day rather than just watch the news and be stressed and scared. And I mean, gosh, it really... I don't have to wash my hands in here for an hour a day. For a full hour, I don't have to wash my hands. I'm just realizing this right now. That is a gift in and of itself. Because my hands are getting dry, people.
Yeah, mine are disgusting.
It is crazy to think about the fact that when I'm not in here, I'm looking at the news. And then I'm reading things. And then I'm washing my hands. And then I'm staying away from my parents. And I'm like, get away from me. If they get close, stay away. Because none of us know if we have it.
That's the scariest part. That is the scariest part, is just the morality issue of, do I have it and not know?
Yes.
Like, that's why we're quarantined.
Exactly. That's why we're all keeping social distance. And so it is a wild time and a scary time. And that's why we want to be here, because we're better together. And I think that together with you guys in this community, we can be coming up with solutions. We can be helping each other. If you guys are out there and you need help, put it out in the chat and let's get people to help each other here. That's what we're here for. We're here to help each other. And as you heard John Edward on the show yesterday, and if you didn't listen to it, oh my God, it is the most must listen. I loved hearing him. This is a wake-up call for us to go back to humanity, to have the awakening that we need to have, to get cleaner. I watched Dr. Oz's video and like the wash your thumbs like this, and then the Turkish knuckles, or whatever he called it. Like, we have to be washing our hands in such an intense way right now that even just kind of doing this and singing happy birthday is enough. You got to really get the grime off your hands. And so it's crazy. So I will say my mom has her appointments at Cedars today for her brain tumor because we're still dealing with all of this stuff.
Yeah, the life before didn't stop because Corona happened.
Yeah. And I have to say too, it's hard. Like, think of the people right now who, as John said yesterday, are experiencing loss. I was thinking yesterday about Kobe Bryant's wife, the girl that was orphaned, the other families that lost people. It's almost like their grieving gets amplified with all of this, but also there's no one there to be there for them because everyone's scared for themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I think that's an incredible point and reminder that the little contact that we have with people, so it's probably on social media, be nice.
Yeah.
Spread positivity.
And also make sure you give them their grieving time.
Yeah.
And if you're friends or family with them, try to realize that, you know, they're going through it like doubly. Like there's a double. I'm really creating words today, guys. Sorry.
Honestly, I think this is the one time in modern society where no one has the right to judge.
Yeah.
We just gotta go. But we
Yeah.
do have some exciting announcements for our Patreons.
Oh, tell me.
Patrons. We will be, since we're really, really community based right now, as we all should be, and we want to build it with you guys. We do have our Patreon. That's Better Together with Maria Patreon, and we are going to be going exclusively live there twice a week. And we really, really want everyone to join. It's the time where we can really, really get together and focus on what you guys really want to talk about and the subjects that are on your mind. I see Brandy Lee right now. She's still working at a
Brandy.
laundromat, having to clean
Wow.
clothes, and it's like everyone needs help.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're planning on doing is next week we'll go, I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday live here on YouTube, and then Thursday, Friday will be exclusive for our Patreon members because our Patreon community has been so amazing, and we're so grateful for all of you who have been joining because we want to make this an ad-free space. And so if you can migrate over there, whatever contribution level, obviously, that you can, we would love to have you over there because we have more abilities to roll in video and do things that YouTube doesn't really allow us to do. So join us over there. But yeah, I was thinking about the people that are suffering right now that have gone through loss, people who are just newly being diagnosed with cancer. My neighbor, there's a situation with one of their loved ones and they just got a diagnosis of cancer, and you're thinking it could not be a worse time to get something like that. It's almost like gotta feel like no one's gonna care because, like I said, everyone's just thinking about their own family and how they're gonna survive the times. And then your fear of going to the hospital. For example, today my mom has to go to the hospital. She's got to go to Cedars. She's got to get her labs done. She's got to have her appointment with the oncologist, Dr. Rudnick, and she has to get her infusions. And I am terrified. So Kevin is like, I have dragon's blood. I'm going to take her. And I'm like, no, I'm going to take her because I'm going to be psycho hand sanitizer, psycho Lysoler, psycho, cleaner. And then he goes, but you can't go down. We need you. And he's like, if I get sick, he's like, I can take it. And I'm like, oh, like you're having to make decisions like that.
These real conversations.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, you take her. And I have the caretaker with her. So the caretaker's been a nurse for 14 years before this. She's amazing. So she knows to like Lysol the bathroom wall when she walks in and has to hold on to the wall while the caretaker helps her, with her clothes in the toilet and, making sure the toilet's cleaned and toilet papered on top and like whatever, like making sure that we're taking every precaution necessary so that my mom is safe, like Lysoling the whole chair she's going to sit in when she gets infused. When she gets home, I've already plotted out. She has clothes in the downstairs bathroom. We're going to literally strip her and put new clothes on so she doesn't bring any infection into the house because anything you're touching, even with your clothes, you sit down in a chair somewhere, you're going to carry that stuff back because it lives on surfaces. Or listen, even if we don't know, it's still the best thing to do, right? We don't really know anything. They're now saying that it's airborne. Like if you sneeze in a room, it lives in the air for like an hour or something. So we just have to take every precaution necessary, and we have to be super sensitive to people at this time. I created a neighborhood watch group to keep our neighbors safe. And now it's becoming the thread. I texted everyone yesterday and I said, listen, we are all better together and we are a family. We all have banded together in tough times before, and now we're going to have to be there for each other. So if there are elderly in our neighborhood, if there are sick in our neighborhood, we will go grocery shopping for you, whoever is healthy and strong, and we will, use this thread for those purposes. And so someone had to put their cat down, but they didn't have money. And so now everyone's like rallying. It's really sweet to see the neighborhood, just the community coming together to help each other. And
totally. We keep saying that this is going to bring about like awesomeness, just such cool camaraderie and unity like we were
Yeah.
talking about yesterday, and it will also bring bad. So as much as you can be the light in every room or conversation you're
Yes.
in, do that.
That is exactly the case. Exactly what we need to be. We need to try to be the light. And those of us who have been focusing on our, the self work, right? Which is really what this show has been about, is how do we get better in all areas of our life? So for those of us who have been doing that work and, reading the Joe Dispenzas and studying him and the Esther Hicks and the Wayne Dyers and all of this, this is our time to put our training to good use. And every one of us can be that light and that beacon of hope in our homes where maybe the others haven't gotten to those places yet in their lives. So I'm going to deploy all of you, our Better Together ninjas.
Yes.
Our Better Together ninjas out there. Let's deploy you all, and let's bring everybody together. Let's try to hold good space for them. Be light. I've been doing this nightly prayer where I put everyone in my house in a bubble. So I go person to person and I bubble them. And I say, protect them from inside and outside forces and protect us from this virus and worse. And then I bubble my whole yard and property. And then I bubble our planet. And I'm like, anybody in this outside world that has it, like, can we just fix this?
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's really a good one.
Yeah. And I think places like this show right now, I really feel like it's helping me have a positive space to speak my fears out, kind of vent a few things, and then find the positive in everything and how we can be getting better in this tough time. We could become better leaders in this time. We can become more educated. We can organize our places. When this radio show was Conversations with Maria, then it turned into a podcast, there was like a lot of disorganization, guys. So today I was like, that's it. We're dealing with this. We're getting it organized. We're going to use this time to be able to get our stuff together so that when we come out the other side, we're as strong as we can be. So look into your lives and see where, you were bumping your head. Was it your car was a mess? Was it that your side room was a mess, your kitchen drawer? Attack these things. And A, it keeps you busy. B, you're going to feel so much better after. And C, you're going to be ready for everything that's going to be on the other side of this. And it's going to be a while, but we can be using this time really usefully. And I'm going to talk about this every single day. I'm going to drill it into all of our heads. Use this time wisely. I also want this show to be a place where we talk about the people that are doing good out there in our communities and that are helping people. And oh boy, I'm such an emotional human. I can't.
My mom has been like trying to temper me because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's a really trying time. And I think
yeah.
But at least you're feeling the emotion because I know you're about to say something positive. So
yeah. I think, it's dark times we're in the midst of them and they're only going to get worse as layoffs are happening and people are losing their jobs and people aren't going to be able to pay their bills. And so, we need to honor those people that are doing the best that they can with what they have and the best that they can under these circumstances. So, we had this yesterday, we never got to it, but Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively donated $1 million to help with the coronavirus relief. And I know there are tons of other people that have stepped up and donated. I know Bethany Frankel, we're going to be getting on the show. She's like gangster, like totally creating coronavirus kits and hustling to get things for people who need help, GoFundMe cards and all kinds of things. So we're going to be chatting with her in the days ahead. In the meantime, I had a very dear friend of mine reach out to me, and she told me what she was doing with her bar that had to shut down. Demetra is an amazing girl. We grew up together, went to church together, and
so funny of a Dimitri and a Demetra.
Yeah, Dimitra. But well, that's a very Greek name. It's Dimitrios, Dimitria.
Yeah, it's like the other Nikki.
Exactly. Exactly. It's Dimitra, Elaine, Nikki. Yeah, those are like the main
I love
ones.
Greek people so much.
Is it because you're part Greek staff?
Maybe.
Okay. It's like hilarious. So anyway, Demetra Murphy is a native of Somerville, Massachusetts. That is the neighboring town to Medford, where I grew up. But I spent most of my time in Somerville because we went to church there. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts there. All of my cousins lived there. Now, she owned a restaurant in Somerville called Daddy Jones Bar since 2012, and they're doing something really incredible during this crisis. They started a GoFundMe to help local families with food donations. And so what a way to kind of spin something and do something good for your community. And I can't wait to talk to her because I know we're all taking social distancing very seriously, or I sure hope we are. But a lot of us still want to help. So I think Demetra will provide us some much needed inspiration. And without further ado, let's see if we can get her on the line.
Get her on the line.
Meanwhile, I'm very excited that I have a lot of sweats.
Maria, I've been thinking about this.
The sweat life is real, guys.
You do have a great sweat game.
I have a good sweat game. And P.S., I'm really scared of how much I'm going to expand because of it.
Here she is.
Demetra, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you, babe.
Yeah.
I want to chat with you, obviously, about what you're doing with Daddy Jones. But first, tell me how you guys are doing, you and your family.
The family's good. I'm trying to keep my father from leaving the house, which is really hard. My mom is like undercover. I don't want to keep my kids near my parents, but it's the only way to keep them in their place. So I'm keeping.
You're using the kids as bait to keep your parents at home and safe?
Yes.
Genius.
At least they'll let them play in the yard and, use their driveway and stuff. But then I get scared that anything I do could put all of them at risk. So it's scary. It's wild.
Yeah.
Think of everything.
Well, it's funny. Last night I was telling Kevin, I'm like, I'm so grateful my parents listened to me. And he's like, you've been their boss since you were little. He's like, they're used to it.
Right?
So
Yeah.
I'm really grateful because like today, my dad normally goes with my mom to the appointments at Cedar Sinai. I'm like, you cannot leave this house. It is not safe for her to even leave, but she has no choice because she's got a life-threatening situation.
Yeah, my parents canceled their doctor's appointments, and it was, they're like, oh well, we need bread. I'm like, do you need bread or do you want bread? You don't need these things. You're fine.
Oh, good point. Yeah, we've been sending Kevin out foraging, and he's been foraging on behalf of other people in our lives as well. So he goes out like all like decked and protected. Anyhow, it's a difficult thing to try to figure out how to navigate this because in our home, we're trying to all keep 6 feet away from each other. My mom and dad are obviously connected, and even Kevin's not going to get anything for a while. I'm like, stay away from me. We got like 2 good weeks of you now. You're still going out into the world. Stay away.
The kids are on the floor and doing all sorts of things that are just, they're asking for it. Oh my God.
Yeah. But so you're in Massachusetts. Are people taking it seriously over there?
They are. Actually, in Somerville, we had 2 confirmed cases last week. And because of the Biogen conference, they immediately shut down the schools Thursday night. Well, Thursday day, they said no school Thursday, Friday. Our restaurant was open for business on Thursday. And I just had this like knot in my stomach, in my heart. I was like, why would we be open if we're trying not to spread this disease, virus? So I was texting with the staff, and then we had a meeting with the managers that came in on Friday, and I was like, I can't do this. And they're like, are you sure? We don't mind if you go home. Like, we respect if you don't want to be here. We know you have parents and kids. Like, we're not in the same position as you. And I was like, but I can't ask you to do something that I wouldn't do myself.
Yeah.
So we closed on Friday before service, and nobody else had yet. And, we're going into St. Patrick's Day weekend in Massachusetts.
Oh, hell yeah. I know. Yep. But Demetra, can I ask you a question? So it's like you didn't want your staff to be in a dangerous position, but what I've been thinking about is when you think about the Starbucks of the world and all of these places, you've got young people working there that may or may not be thinking this is serious, right? There are still people who are like, oh, this is bullshit. Look at Vanessa Hudgens yesterday. And so I worry about them being sick and still going to work, coughing on my coffee or on my food, and then delivering it to me.
Oh yeah, no, we had someone that said like, I'm fine, I just have a little cough. I was like, so we're not going to see you for about 3 weeks. And this was last week. And it was like, you guys, this is very serious. So yeah, I was able to so we weren't open over the weekend but we started doing these donation drop-offs that I was coordinating with myself and really one other person where he would prepare it and then we would get in the car together and leave it on somebody's doorstep with sanitizer wipes.
Wait, tell me how this idea came about.
Well, when they canceled school last week, I was just thinking that there's so many families that go into the public schools to eat, like the kids in the morning. My son does breakfast up there, but there's other kids that get the free lunches and stuff. And I was just thinking, this isn't going to be a 2-day shutdown. This is going to have a trickle down effect. So how are we going to get people fed? And then there's restaurants that have food that we can't use because we're not open. And I started to post a little bit how we shut down for the safety of the staff. And people were like, we love you. How can we get money to you? And I was like, whoa, 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 I don't want your money.
Wow.
Like, not trying to do this to make money, but since there's clearly a wave of people that care and generosity in the community here is amazing. It's what's kept us going for 8 years. I started the GoFundMe and told people they could totally donate there. And we're going to find a way to get it split up into food vouchers that we can give out to families. So it's been evolving over time, and I'm getting a lot of messages from, like principals and people that work for different food or donation organizations in Somerville. But so what we've been doing in the meantime is if somebody says like, hey, I need help, can you get something to me or my elderly mom? We've been dropping off packages with some alcohol sanitizer wipes for them on their doorstep.
Wow. So you're cooking at your restaurant and delivering?
So we're trying to, it depends on what the situation is. Last week we cooked hot food. Right now we've been putting together care packages with like rice, pasta, pita bread.
Oh, got it. So it's just like supplies and stuff.
Yeah, but then I just got a call a couple of hours ago where a local food vendor, now this to me is wonderful because they're not even trying to sell anything. They're just like, hey, we have all this produce that's going to go bad. Can we drop off 100 boxes to you and we'll package them and then you handle distributing them? So right now my brain has been kind of working as to how can I get this out to people in the least amount of exposure to, my employees and the people coming up to us. But there's this whole network of volunteers and people that are asking like, oh, I'll drop it off at so-and-so. So we're trying to coordinate maybe some other like food banks and shelters that need the stuff so that we can get it out to people.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's one of the, like, I just got goosebumps even talking about it because it's kind of the thing that's keeping us and me going. Like, okay, we're doing something as good as we can and trying to keep spirits high. And, it's not always about like the food sales and it's hard. We're doing takeout at the restaurant. It's started yesterday, but I'm not even dealing with the takeout. I'm trying to figure out how to navigate this whole like network that has been connected over trying to help others.
Yeah, I have to ask. I mean, you have a family, you have a business that's shut down. Are you afraid for your future?
I am. I definitely feel as a restaurant owner and in this industry, I think that this industry has changed forever. There are things that are going to come out of it that will never be the same.
Like what?
Well, I'm watching, I'm in a lot of restaurant groups on Facebook, and a lot of people are like, oh, I applied for unemployment, but I'm not getting any money because all of their money comes in tips. And we actually at my restaurant pay everybody through their checks. Like almost all their tips are credit card tips. So they're getting something on their tax return. I feel like an old lady preaching right now, but like this is why we have to claim things on our income so that if we ever needed something like unemployment, there's evidence of it.
Yeah, good point.
And now, there's people that are like, oh, I'm not getting any money from unemployment because it was all cash. And that's tough. Like when I bought Daddy Jones, I actually bought the real estate also. And I have less of a fear because I have to pay my mortgage. I don't have to pay a landlord. Like I'm a landlord. So that's kind of something that helps me be slightly at ease, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's to come of it. We were going to be going into our busy season in a couple months with the patio, and now I'm.
Yeah. So I want to wrap my head around, you are vulnerable, right? Right now, like everybody else, and you're spending your time trying to figure out, rather than saying, okay, let me see if I can handle this delivery thing for people so I can keep making money. You're like, okay, I'm abandoning ship. I'm going to leave it to the employees. They'll deal with whatever. I got to figure out how to help everybody. I want to understand how you go into that mode when you're scared for yourself. I think that's beautiful.
Oh, I think that right away we've always tried to connect with the community and always wanted to, people are so nice to us. Like people are so wonderful. And I remember when we were under construction in 2012, the construction sucks. I don't know if anybody's dealt with that side. It's really stressful. And one of our neighbors, her name's Trisha, would come in and just knock on the window and be like, hey, how are you guys doing? I just want to make sure you're doing okay. I can't wait to see you in the neighborhood. And people have been so nice to us. I can't think of why I wouldn't want to be nice back.
Yeah.
Well,
it will all come back to you. That's for sure. I think that when we had John Edward on the show yesterday, the famed psychic John Edward, he was saying that this is why this is happening, is to bring us back together, humanity and community and all of that. And so, excuse me, because I can never not cry. You are a shining example, Dimitra, of that.
It make me cry now too, and I never cry, so that's.
Oh, I cry all the time. I can't help it. And so I'm proud of you. By the way, I know this is who you are. You're amazing, and you always have been, which is why I love you, and that's why we were always so close growing up.
Love you too.
But I think it's incredible what you're doing. Is there a way anybody who's listening to this can help you?
I mean, I would love if people, especially local to Somerville, we just put up a link on our website of where we can make food drop-offs to. So if you have an elderly neighbor, or somebody messaged me today, they have their daughter needs vegetables and things because she's vegetarian and a very strict diet, that we could drop things off to her, and she just wants to know that her daughter's okay. So I know that we have a lot of, well, maybe less students now since they all got sent home, but people that are around the country and want to know that there's a place nearby, because we're getting a lot of requests for people to bring food, or how can they help, that there is a network to help. So we can definitely help people. And if they submit on our form, we'll get an address and stuff so that we can connect with them.
Okay. So what's your website?
daddyjonesbar.com.
daddyjonesbar.com. And what's the GoFundMe page?
There's a link for the GoFundMe there as well.
Okay,
it's
great.
at the top of Daddy Jones. Yeah.
All right. Amazing. Dimitra, I love you. Thank you for what you're doing. And
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show to share.
You're welcome. Okay. We'll talk soon.
Tell your parents I say hi, and your family, and give hugs and kisses to everyone.
Blow some kisses to Lisa and Costa. Okay.
I can't blow. I could contaminate the air in their way. I will wave. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, man. Scam. Damn.
She rocks.
She's awesome.
Like, it's so amazing to see people like that. It's always the people who are starting to lose something that just like show up in the biggest way possible.
Yeah.
Not always, but like those people are like, you're an angel.
Heroes.
Yeah. You're a hero.
Yep.
That's why I had to do that quote, because I was like, I know this is going to be such an angel.
Yeah. And if you guys have somebody that you know, like Dimitra, that's doing something amazing, share it with us. bettertogetherwithmaria@gmail.com, or you can social us and let us know. We want to highlight all of these people because, to me, if you see the example, you can then be the example, right? And
Yes.
so we want to have more examples like that than not. So what are people in the chat saying, Steph?
Well, there's actually a really good comment from Cliff Rivard, and I saw this on Twitter because I didn't know what WIC products were. So if you're in grocery stores and you see on the price tag it says WIC, and Cliff Rivard said, don't buy WIC products in the stores if you don't have to. That's for specific people. If those sell out, families and children will go home empty-handed. So it's kind of a
the WIC program.
Yeah.
So that's all they can
Wait,
buy
yeah,
there.
exactly.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, just like a good point to look out for your neighbors.
Got it.
And then just, but you guys continue to ask questions in the chat because this is totally a community forum and we really want to see where your thoughts are. Matthew Golds in the chat says, I'm a single guy, so I can live on tuna or peanut butter sandwiches.
Thank God for the men out there.
Yeah. We have Benjamin Smith in the chat as well. He said he's been watching some movies. Megan Lynn, Haley J, Haley Matthews, Cliff Rivard. Yeah, so keep sharing, you guys. Keep asking questions.
Yeah. It's so I guess today I didn't get to see Trump's news conference today, but I know, Steph, you were providing me with updates. So
yes.
He invoked the law to increase medical supplies, including masks.
Which is good. People have been pushing for that.
And where are they coming from? That's the thing.
I know.
Because I don't know. I think the cases in the U.S., like when you start to see on like social media, where it started and how quickly it's, exploding. Like we're somewhere in the 5,000 mark or something in our country right now. Mm-hmm. I know that's not like a lot by the grand scheme of things, but it's still a lot.
In terms of how quickly.
Because it's multiplying so fast.
Absolutely.
Let's see. This says the virus disrupts U.S. troop withdrawal. Oh, so that's not going to happen. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Here's something that I saw on social media that was really frightening. And this was to Yashar Ali. He's the New York Magazine writer and
journalist.
And a journalist. And a nurse emailed him because he is working overtime to report on this and other things as well. And it said, "Hey, Yashar, I am an RN at a large teaching hospital." He didn't give the name or the hospital here in the U.S. "My unit was a surgical floor, but we have been converted into a COVID rule-out floor. Basically, we'll be taking in all ER admissions that have a high suspicion for being COVID positive or coronavirus positive. I know there's been some national attention on mask shortages, but I don't think people understand how bad things are going to get. We already have a dire shortage of proper personal protective equipment, and this situation has barely even started. As RNs are on a floor working with coronavirus patients, we are being given one flu mask, not an N95 mask with face shield that we have to wear for essentially the entire shift. If we have to take it off, it gets thrown away and we are given one more for our shift. That means in a 12-hour shift, the mask should only come off once to eat one meal. Forget about staying hydrated and drinking water throughout the shift. We're all worried that we will get sick and that we will ultimately run out of personal protective equipment. The hospitals are doing the best they can, but at the end of the day, there are not enough supplies. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a firsthand account of what things are like. I feel so hopeless already and don't know what we're going to get, how we're going to get through the next few weeks and few months." So this is what is really scary, because if it's almost like yesterday I did a TikTok and my dad got mad and he made me take it down. I'll tell you the TikTok. Basically, I'm sitting in my kitchen and I'm watching Trump say, "Someday we'll be up here and we're going to say, well, and I stopped it. He was saying we won.
Oh
right?
my God, where's this going?
I paused it on someday we're going to look back and see that and I paused and said, all have corona because we aren't social distancing. Every time he does a press conference, everyone's sardine behind him. Like, can we create a new press conference like scenario where everyone's far away from each other?
Maria, it is so true.
Like-
It's like you forget because they're on TV and you're social distancing from them.
So the truth is, there are leaders. Okay, you're telling everyone to social distance and you guys aren't doing it. It's a bad look, period, first of all. And I'm not being political here. So I started the video by saying I'm not being political. Then I did that because I thought it was kind of funny, right? / reality.
It is.
Which is why it's funny, is
Yeah.
because it's true.
Yeah.
And then I said, we need you healthy. The other point of this is if our governing officials go down with corona and all of them are very old, so they could go true down, you know what I'm saying? Read between the lines. Who's going to run the country?
Because that's the entire staff. Yeah.
So, hello? So my dad got so mad. He goes, take it down. I go, no. And he goes, why? He's like, why are you being negative about the president? I go, I'm not being negative about the president. I'm not being anything. I'm just saying the truth. We need to social distance, and that includes them because we need them. And the same thing is we need our doctors and nurses. If they all get sick, who's going to take care of us?
Yeah. It kind of it worries me because it makes me think you're not really taking it that serious, because for me, I won't go near groups of people. Like
You're not, we're not going near each other.
No, yeah, like Maria and I we're like ships passing in the night, and we are both fully quarantined.
Everyone in our home, no one's hugging, no one's going near each other. We are Lysoling the shit out of anything we touch. There was actually Yashar on Twitter had a really good retweet. Someone did a TikTok where everything he went to touch, he went, oop, I can't touch that. Oop, can't touch that. Actually, I should do a video. Can't touch this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that today.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm having a lot of fun with TikTok because
You're home.
it's a creative forum. So
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun for me, and I'm getting my parents to dance on it. It's really funny. But what's going on in the chat? Queen Bee says, was just chatting with my sister in Athens, Greece. They already have around 400 cases, but they're looking at opening schools back up after Easter. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but it is uncharted waters, everybody. I tell people every day, we're dealing minute to minute. Minute to minute, everything's changing. So,
Yeah, it's really crazy, but also you were talking about our nurses and our doctors, and really those are the heroes, what they're doing for us, because they don't even have the equipment to
they're
keep
sacrificing themselves.
They're literally heroes. They
Total
should all have
heroes.
Purple Hearts by the end of this,
They really should.
because
They really should. I mean, if we don't do something massive, like think about the fact that we do huge Super Bowls and rallies. Like if we don't do a Super Bowl
Yes.
to honor every doctor,
Wait.
every medical professional, that's what we need to do.
Maria, you know what I instantly just thought of when you were saying this? Your the Tony Robbins broken that whole thing about how you helped raise $18 million with them. We should do that.
Yeah.
We should connect and do something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe it's after we're not quarantined, but like we should definitely celebrate them in a way
Yeah.
that also funds them properly.
Yeah.
Could be awesome.
It could be amazing. Like we get this is what we do. Okay, ready? So this is what I would do for every nurse and doctor. First of all, I mean, really, there are a lot of heroes. The heroes are the ones that, are also working at Walgreens, the pharmacists. Like
Totally. The National Guard, police officers, firefighters, paramedics,
all of our public servants.
teachers. Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the teachers are having to go down now, so we got to limit this a little bit. Teachers, we have to do something else that's amazing for.
Yeah.
But like for the people who have to literally work through this crisis, we throw a massive Super Bowl for them, right? And it could be, we might need I know it's, we use the football stadiums across the country. We simulcast, right? From every single one.
I'm with you.
Right? Yes. So like those big concerts where they've had, what do they call them? where it's like happening in all these places. Anyway, we do something like that where we honor all of them and we give them all a gift. And so we get the apples to donate a phone for each of them or something. Like we get, I know that sounds really crazy probably, but,
No, but
we create a gift
something.
package for all of them to say
Yes.
thank you
Yeah, like
for
how
what they did.
Yes, like how you guys get when you go to award shows. A
Yeah.
lot of the talent gets gifts
Yeah.
for the work of art that they've done, but the work they've done.
I'm going to put together gift bags for everybody.
Yeah,
I'm good at this.
Yeah. Yes, I'm so here for that.
Right?
They need
I
that.
think so too.
Okay, well that's good. Now we have a project.
We do. We have a little project. I think, we have to be so, oh man, so vigilant about our health and be careful. Guys, I know we're all home and we want to drink, but like try to keep it to a minimum so that our immune systems don't break down. Like Dr. Oz said, we got to be working out. Like I got up and ran this morning a little bit, walked. I'm not fully running, but little run walk. Take your vitamins, wash your hands properly. If you go outside, take off
Vitamins are so important right now. Because I feel like there's a lot of us who are feeling very anxious and kind of different than they've been ever feeling because this is a different circumstance than we've ever faced. And I realized I wasn't taking my vitamins. I'm like, well, that's the worst thing I could be doing. Like I'm already dealing with this crisis and now I'm imbalancing myself. One that's really going to be important since we are quarantined and we're not going to be outside that much is what?
D.
Yeah, D. Vitamin D.
I have, if you don't have, I have a supply of everything.
Oh, really?
I can make you little baggies without touching anything.
You've become really good at that because of your mom.
I
I have
know.
vitamin D, but maybe the other ones.
I have airborne. I have zinc.
Don't have that.
Yeah. I'll make you a kit today.
Amazing.
Yeah. I've been making kits for everybody. So here are some ways for you guys to manage your corona anxiety because we all have it. I actually yesterday, somewhere late in the afternoon, just got so anxietied because I think like I'm not used to being on my phone like this because I wasn't really reading news. All of this negativity is like starting to get to me because I've sheltered myself from all of this, but now I can't. I have to be aware and alert. So it's a different thing.
Totally.
And so I started getting this like thing in my chest and I was like, and I just like laid down. And you know what I did was Agapi Stanisopoulos. Oh my God, I'm so bad. It's Ariana Huffington's sister's meditations.
Oh.
So they're in the SoundCloud. And it was so great. I don't know what it is about her voice, but I really love it. We'll give you a link to them, you guys. And I just laid down and I just did it. And then later I had a beer and it was all better. So I think we have, of course, this is what the psychologists are saying.
Yeah. A group of psychologists have gotten together and kind of collaborated on advice to give us of how to reduce anxiety.
Yeah. And so number one is to acknowledge it and don't try to deflect. Practice tolerating uncertainty. That is one of the things that you learn in Tony Robbins is like there are the basic needs. We have a need for certainty. We need to know like we're going to get our money, we're going to pay, our bills or whatever. Then there's uncertainty. You need a healthy dose of uncertainty, right? That's the spontaneity of things.
Yeah.
You need growth and contribution. There's all these things. So we have to get better at practicing tolerating uncertainty. The next one is to consider all the information, not just statistics. And so anxiety might push you to fall into thinking traps. This kind of thinking might cause you to only dwell on the worst case scenarios and underestimate the ability to cope. And I think that's really important because I think I'm thinking worst case scenarios and trying to plan and that's why I'm getting so exhausted. I'm trying to think of everything. And that's me being a producer. I'm trying to think of everything for my family and for my friends that we possibly could be thinking of to prepare for the unthinkable and unimaginable. And then it wears down on me. And so that's why I'm grateful I have this show to have a good positive space. And then I'm grateful that I do my meditations and and such. And I'm grateful that the weather's going to hopefully start to get better.
I know
So
the
we can
sun
be
was out
outside.
today, which was good.
I've actually forgot what the sun looked like. It's been raining so much in LA lately.
I know.
So don't get stuck overestimating the threat and underestimating our resilience, because we are resilient, everybody. I think of us at AfterBuzz. We have an entire network. We have like 400 TV hosts. And within 24 hours, we were set up to go mobile. And we went mobile. We did not stop. We're still providing quarantine safe content for everybody. And I think that that is a testament to all of our resilience, and you can't knock us down. Kevin was like, brain tumors don't knock us down. The market drops in 2008 don't knock us down. He's like, we had to get rid of all of our direct TVs, but it didn't knock us down. And even then, I remember Kevin being such a good leader. He was like, we will not cut humans. We will cut things. And that's what we did then. And that's what we're going to try to do as we go through this as best we can. I don't know how long that's going to last for, because unfortunately, this is a lot different, unfortunately. But the next thing is to try to unplug when you can. So that is very important. Kevin was telling me last night, he's like, Maria, I've been making all the runs for the family. And I had been prepping people for 2 weeks prior to this. 2 weeks before everyone was like, oh my God, maybe we should go shopping. I was already prepped. And I was like, listen, I have to think of everyone in this house and protecting everybody and having everyone prepared. And then there were still odds and ends. Like there was still, oh shoot, we didn't think of getting zinc. We got to go get zinc. Or I got to get a medication that my mom, I didn't realize was running out of. I'd prepped for her other medications thinking, okay, we have everything, but then this other one ran out. So there are things like that. Anyhow, so you have to remember to unplug when you can and then stay active. So as Tony Robbins taught me, and I'm going to keep going back to my Tony training because those are my tools, motion equals emotion. If you start to get stressed, you start to get upset, you start to get sad, move. If you have a fitness piece of equipment at home, get on it. If you can, there was a really amazing video, by the way. Oh my God, Steph, I can't believe I definitely didn't send it to you because you would be freaking out right now.
Yeah.
It was either a TikTok or a video where someone was like, at home workout. And the guy is sitting in front of his kitchen sink with the tile floor, and he sprays like Dawn on the ground. He squirts Dawn soap, liquid soap, takes a little water in his hands, puts it down, and then holds onto the counter and starts moving his feet like a treadmill because his feet were sliding on the towel. And then he starts running faster and faster and faster. And I'm like, this is the most genius thing I've ever seen in my life.
I love the internet.
So if you don't have a copy of the Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness, this might be a good time. Or was it in the Every Girl's Guide to Life? Which one did I have the Lazy Girls workout in?
I think that was in Guide to Life.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so in the Every Girl's Guide to Life, which I don't even think they have prints of anymore, unfortunately. We finally sold out and they didn't reprint anymore. But I had a Lazy Girls workout, so you might be able to find it online. You could put a summary in the link. But you can do an entire workout from bed.
Well,
because I was lazy. I'm like,
yes.
So stay active, eat balanced meals, and get to bed on time. So eating balanced meals right now is going to be challenging, perhaps. We bought seeds. Kevin went to Target yesterday and bought seeds so we can grow our own food, right? Because it's spring, and so things will grow and it'll be great. But as I was saying earlier, with the sweat life people, okay, we can expand really quickly without noticing. So throw on the jeans once in a while to remember that you're if you're getting bigger or not, keep yourself in check.
Yeah,
but
I got out of check last night.
Eat as well as you can. You what?
I was a little unchecked last night. It was one of my day. I took all my vitamins. I'm like, all right, this is it. I've consumed the news. I know what's happening. I'll pay attention, but I cannot go down under. But then I had stress ate, and now I'm done. I'm done now.
What did you eat?
I I eat really healthy. I did not. I had 4 chocolate chip cookies,
Yum.
like half a box of goldfish, which I never get. Someone left it at my house, and a bowl. Well, my meal was healthy. I had a rice bowl with vegetables, but then I had a whole Snickers bar.
Wow, you really went in.
I went in, Maria. I wasn't. When I
Wow.
say I stress, I mean it when I say stuff like that.
Don't steal my Snickers bars in my screening room.
I didn't.
No, you can. Please do. I was laughing as I was stocking up. I was like, who hoarded the Snickers bars? I guess we did. But yeah. We have to get to bed and sleep well and eat our best balanced meals that we can, and then keep in touch with family and friends. Just because we're isolated, we're not truly isolated. And, I was getting videos from my cousins last night with my uncle dancing, Greek dancing at 89 years old in the kitchen. We have to have fun through this as much as we can. We need to laugh and we need to allow humor as long as we can, because the toughest times are just ahead of us. And so the longer we can laugh, the longer we can smile, the longer we can be positive. And I always say, when you are in a bad place, emotionally or mentally, any of my friends that were down on their luck, having a hard time, the first thing I have said is go volunteer. It will feed you your soul, it will fill you up, and it will help you to feel better. So if you are in tough moments in your mind and in your heart, think about the ways that you can contribute. I know even here we have different organizations that are helping people right now, like Feeding America, No Kid Hungry, Meals on Wheels. There are so many different organizations that need help. And some people, if you're somebody who's having a hard time and you are out of work and you know how to build websites, like help some of these organizations build their site so that they can handle the influx of donations. Maybe you can offer your services to people digitally right now. Think of what you can do to give back so that you can get to a better place too. So it's you're helping them just as much as you're helping yourself. So
That's great ideas.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, guys. So I think that wraps it up for us. Let's go to our chat one last time if there's anything. Barbara Lee, I'm glad you are all on right now because I was getting into my head and getting emotional before you aired. Anita Morin, does anybody know as to how long this coronavirus will be going on for? Well, John Edward, the psychic, said he saw June.
Yeah.
And what did he see specifically? I forget.
He saw that we would be, the numbers would be lowering a lot, but we need to listen. So it wasn't like a for sure thing. He said he can't see anything specifically, but he's seeing June as a time where things start to clear up.
Yeah. Okay. So for my Greeks out there, my dad came to me with this thing that my uncle in Greece saw. So in Greek, it's like Enniarios and Fevrarios and Martios. Every month in Greek ends in an IOS. Okay. Except for August. It's Avgusto. Right?
Yeah.
IOS means virus or germs or disease. Virus or disease, my dad was saying. So the predictors are saying that August is when this gets rectified because of that weird thing no one has looked at or thought of.
Wait, that is so cool.
Isn't that
also,
bananas?
you and your dad just had the most My Big Fat Greek moment. When the dad always does the word kimono comes from the word mona.
Yeah. No, he came to me with a piece of paper and he had written it all out. He's like, look.
So
I was like, Dad, any piece of hope, I'm in. But the truth is, guys, nobody knows. And I am just praying that China, who has been dealing with this longer than us, and listen, all I know is those people, they came together fast and built hospitals overnight.
Yeah.
Like overnight.
Yep.
So I am praying that they find the vaccine or someone finds a vaccine. Hey, hopefully it's us. But I think because they're so much further ahead of it and they have more cases and all of that, hopefully somebody gets this vaccine quickly so we can resolve this quickly. But all of you out there, prepare for the worst and hope for the best, right? Prepare your friends and your families and yourselves. Start thinking of what your plans of action are going to be if things get worse. Emotionally, know who you're going to call. Know what doctor you think, start pre-researching doctors for these things. Start thinking of organizations you would like to donate your time and services for. We are all valuable. We all bring something to the table. Find ways to share your gifts in this time. Find ways to, like I said, better yourself during this time. Read the books that you haven't had time to read. Empower yourselves. And make sure you're prepared for as much as you can, safety-wise, food-wise, medication-wise, because this could go on for a very long time. That's how I'm looking at it. That's how I'm preparing. I'm preparing that we are going to go through something that we can't even visualize. And that scares me sometimes. But then I hear about the Dimitras in the world, and I hear about the people that are coming together in my neighborhood to help this woman's cat get put down with, safe hands. And I know that we are a group of good people in this world, and we will all get better together.
So true.
That's what I'm going to end with. I love you guys, and I hope all the best for all of you. And we're going to be here every day. Every day. So it'll be between 12 and 2 every day for now this week. And then by the end of the week, we'll announce what time we will be live starting Monday. Help us out with that time. If you think it's 10, if you think it's 11, reach out to us via our email, bettertogetherwithmaria@gmail.com, or on social media @Maria Menounos, and tell us what time you guys want us to go live. Thank you guys. Be nice people, make good choices, and be present.